In this video, we will discuss the importance of having a Stoic role model. In particular, we will discuss how the ancient Stoic philosophers used the practice of contemplating the Stoic Sage to make better decisions in life. So let's get right into it. Now, what do we mean by contemplating the Stoic Sage, and why is it important? In simple terms, the Stoic Sage is a hypothetical figure who exemplifies the Stoic virtues. Think of it as a virtuous role model we can emulate in times of need. It is important to note that the role model doesn't have to be someone you know and can be imaginary. For example, the Stoics were well known for contemplating the character of historical philosophers they admired. The contemplation would involve the Stoics asking themselves how Socrates or Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, would have responded when faced with obstacles. The idea here is to imagine being watched by your idols and acting as if you had to answer to them. This simple mental contemplation serves as a mindfulness practice that forces us to be accountable for our actions. That said, once you have a role model you admire, the Stoics advise us to break the contemplation into two main categories, writing and imagining. Let's take a look at each category very briefly. Now, contemplation category number 1 is writing. Here, the Stoics tell us to write down the qualities and virtues we most admire about our idols. According to the Stoics, writing 2 to 3 qualities per mentor helps you visualize the character traits more easily, and it allows us to visit them when we are faced with difficulties in the future. Now, Marcus Aurelius, who was the emperor of Rome and a great Stoic philosopher in his own regards, continued to write his mentors' virtues in his journal, The Meditations, even after their death. Now, let's move on to contemplation category number 2, which is imagining. Here, the Stoics advise us to ask ourselves the following 3 questions when faced with difficult decisions or life obstacles. Question number 1, what would your role model tell you to do? Question 2, how would they have handled this obstacle themselves? And question 3, how would they respond to how you are handling this obstacle? As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus put it, place before yourself what Socrates or Zeno would have done in such circumstances, and you will have no difficulty in making a proper use of the occasion. So there you have it then. This is how we model the behavior of wise men using the technique of contemplating the Stoic Sage. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to share it with your friends. And if you're interested in more Stoic content, then consider subscribing. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.